Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Real Arsenal Talk with Larry and Stevie. How are you doing, my friend? How's it going?
Very well, very well.
Very well.
Very well.
I thought you were going to break into a song there for a second, but you're not going to. You're just sustaining that note.
It's the dulcet tones because of what's happening in Merseyside.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's happening over there. The reason we're here is what's happened Saturday. Was it Saturday? Yeah. Was it? Yeah, because it's just been a long ass. It's bank holiday and so like everything sort of blends into one. But yeah, Stevie. Oh my God. We actually scored more than one goal. How incredible is that? That is beautiful to see, isn't it?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It was the upper echelon. So 3-0 against Fulham. Yes, I'm happy, obviously, that we got the 3 points. But, let's not read too much into the opposition and whatnot and all that stuff. But, let's just take the positives, which is, obviously, we got the 3 points that we needed to get. And a bit of a sprinkled with some good stuff in that, right? You know what I mean? Like I said, just before we jumped on, there was some good stuff that sort of popped up in this match, and hopefully it can be continued throughout the rest of the season, which could potentially, 5 matches left potentially altogether? If we make the Champions League final?
3 in the league and potentially 5, but potentially 4 as well.
Yeah. So that's fair. So hopefully, we can bring that into the Athletic match tomorrow. But Stevie, as an overall, as it is tradition on Real Arsenal Talk, as an overall feeling, raw feeling, what did you make of it? Coming out of that match, what did you think? Anything changed for you?
No, I was really impressed. Obviously, the first half was really, really good. I think there was some really, really decent play from Rice, Saka, and even Benny Blanco down the right initially in the first half. I thought Gyökeres had a good goal. Trossard played well. Gabriel, Saliba, although Saliba was a bit iffy. Calafiori did okay. The main guy that I think we will probably focus on is obviously his MLS. So I thought he was superb. But yeah, overall, I thought that right-hand side for us it was really good. Some really good interplay, some really nice one quick touch passing football. I don't know, obviously, if you saw that when you rewatched it, because I know you were out. But yeah, I did. I really liked some of our sort of interlinking play down the right-hand side. It was very crisp, very neat, and something that we haven't seen for a very, very long time. It's obviously pre-sort of Christmas, to be fair. But yeah, overall, really, really impressed.
I was listening on my way up. I was listening to one of my obviously favourite Arsenal podcasts, which is Arsenal Vision, and one of the words that he said really stuck out, and I really liked it. Tidy, and that's exactly what it was, wasn't it? Really, it was just a tidy performance all around. There was nothing loose, nothing it wasn't like we were playing with urgency or anything like that. But it just felt a lot more chill, as you know what I mean, like you said, we haven't seen that type of performance of just kicking around with the boys sort of thing for in a long time. Whether that's down to injuries or whatever it is. But no, it was really enjoyable to watch, and especially the first half, because I feel like there was no reason into the second half. There was no reason to sort of push certain players, and obviously we'll get to the substitutions and all that stuff. But I feel like that first half, it's been a long time since we've ended teams or ended matches in the first half, and it wasn't set pieces or anything like that. It was just it was fantastic play, really, wasn't it? It was almost like Wenger style or Wenger ball way back in the day,
Excellent. Yeah.
So it was brilliant, and rightfully you say MLS, and I think that is one of my main talking points that I really wanted to have a chat with you about, because throughout the season, from what we've seen of Miles Lewis-Skelly, hasn't been very good, has it?
No.
But at the same time, we will caveat that by saying that he has been playing at left back, right?
True.
And I think maybe because of what we saw last season, we were expecting him to sort of flourish in that left back role and sort of make it his. But it was very sort of evident, and not very quick, but it was kind of quickly evident that he wasn't the guy for that position. He had different skills that can be applied elsewhere, and everyone obviously screaming about midfield. We've discussed that here before. It wasn't something that we would have entrusted onto him. If it was me and you as managers, I'm pretty sure we've had this discussion, and even though he wasn't well at left back, we weren't prepared to sort of be like, yeah, let's put him in the midfield and see what happens there. But he finally got his chance, and obviously he had his chance. He would have had his chance against Wigan, but I think Calafiori went down injured, so everything had to change. But in this situation that we are right now, it makes sense to sort of tap into that skill or to that talent of this player. He's clearly good with the ball. He is quite a strong player. However, don't ask him to run back and chase someone and do some defending or some hardcore defending, because he can do. But obviously he makes mistakes there. That's all of his mistakes. That's where they've come from, really, when he's chasing back. So when you put him in a position like that, where it's a bit more advanced midfield, where he's got a bit more free roaming, and especially when Calafiori is running up as well, it sort of overloads that area. And this is something that we haven't seen, like you said, in a very long time. We haven't overloaded a midfield in a long time. And because, again, mainly because we haven't had the players, or the players that we have had, they haven't had the legs because they've played for so many matches. But seeing MLS there doing as well as he did, is that something that you think maybe can be carried on into the Athletic match or into the next Premier League match?
I think it's. I think obviously with Arteta and probably a lot of the fans, including me, are wanting to see that performance from MLS every game. And whether that's against Atletico Madrid or whether that's against West Ham or the last couple of games, then that's something that it's got to be done with a lot of caution, because as much as I thought he was excellent against Fulham, I do think it was only against Fulham. And let's be honest with you, they weren't great. I know you can only beat what's in front of you. They weren't that good, to be fair. They were pretty poor, in all honesty. I like what you say with regards to he's better further forward. Defensively, he's pretty poor, isn't he? I think defensively he's got a lot of desire, to be fair. I don't want to see him anywhere near the defence, to be fair, if I'm honest. And if he's got someone like Rice sort of protecting the back four and him playing further forward, then great. Yeah, I think he's done a better job than Zubimendi, in all honesty. Is he better than Zubimendi? Possibly. I possibly think he is. I think Zubimendi's, to me, he's got the experience. He's 26 years old, 27 years old, or whatever he is. And yes, he's got all the experience, and he plays the simple ball. With Marcelo Skelly, he takes risks, and although I like that, obviously I'm a bit worried about it as well. Obviously, especially if he's got 3 or 4 players around him. And in the bigger games, the likes of tomorrow night, if he does play and he gets caught on the ball, then it could be curtains for us. It could be costly. Against the lesser teams, I think we get away with it, but that'll come with experience. And I think he has matured this last sort of year. Obviously, we do know that he's still a young lad, and he's probably got a lot of learning to do still. What I don't want to do, I don't want to sell him, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think there's talk, isn't there, that he potentially could be on his way if he doesn't get the game time. But I think that game proved against Fulham that he's someone that we need to hold on to, and if we let him go, I think that could be detriment to Arteta and potentially us.
Yeah, it wouldn't look very good, will it? Like an academy player being let go like that without being given the proper chance in his preferred position. And it was never a secret, though, was it? It wasn't like, this guy, I thought he was a left back. No, it was always the case of, well, this guy's a midfielder, but I had to repurpose him for that, left back position because I genuinely had no one else. And it worked, like we said. But yeah, it wouldn't be fair to sell Skelly if you haven't given him the proper chance, really. And this is, of course, this is only one match, so very small sample size in terms of what he can do in the midfield. But again, like I said, and I cannot stress this enough, right? For the next 5 matches, potentially 4 to 5 matches, we don't have anyone else apart from Rice and Zubimendi. And if we're about to fucking go into, you know, into a final, or like, you know, sorry, semi-final first, of course. But if we're going to give it all, and we should give it all in the next match against Atleti, right? And I think we will as well, because I don't think we'll neglect it. But that means that those 2 players, like Rice and Zubimendi, will be tired, and by the time the weekend rolls around, you know, who else are you going to play? He clearly doesn't trust Norgard. He's proven that. It doesn't matter what he'll ever say in a conference, in a press conference. The actions of, you know, his actions are pretty evident. So. Who else is going to play, right? And it makes total sense to use him now. If that was his original position, as has been said before, then why not use him for that? And the mistake that really, again, hindsight, it was a mistake because of the injuries. But yeah, Ethan Nwaneri, as we've always discussed, since he left, we were like, was it really a good idea? And it wasn't. When you think about it, it wasn't. We've struggled, especially in midfield. We haven't had much variety of players. So yeah, I am totally with you. Yeah, if he's going to be repurposed for a midfielder, then yeah, by all means, let's see what happens. I want to see that. I'm interested. You know, he's a good player. I think he could do with a bit more sort of footballing brain about him. He's clever technically, but just a bit more of a footballing brain. I feel like that's where Zubimendi is, you know, superior to him. But as you said, the age gap as well is quite significant. So, but yeah, no. Overall, I thought it was really good. Was it surprising to you that he performed well?
I think obviously he played really, really well against City, didn't he, last season? But since then he's been a bit indifferent, and I don't think he's really covered himself in glory, to be fair. I think he has struggled. Obviously game time hasn't helped because we've been quite well stocked in the midfield area, so he hasn't really had many chances. I think he's had a couple of cameo roles in the Carabao Cup and FA Cup and things like that, but it was against Fulham, and I think bigger tests lie in wait. Do you know what I mean? I know I keep saying Fulham, we scored 3 goals. We probably should have scored more. We probably missed a trick, in all honesty, because they were there for the taking. But look, at the end of the day, we did what we did. We beat them 3-0, and that was all that matters, isn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. And yeah, so I'm glad that we're sort of in agreement about Miles Lewis-Skelly, because you know, as the name of this podcast suggests, Real Arsenal Talk, we slate players when they're needed to be slated, and we praise players when they need to be praised. And MLS, I feel like this was definitely one of those matches where he deserved praise. So Canada of man of the match, but I'll ask you at the end who your man of the match was, not who was voted. Who do you think, right? As we know how this game goes. And sorry, and last point as well, which we will get onto him as well, Calafiori. But do you think Skelly playing so well, again, because he knows Calafiori is there to do that side of the work, even though Calafiori found himself in at least a couple of occasions found himself in the striker position? Do you know what I mean? So it is still a risky game that we're playing when Calafiori plays, but you can't deny that it is just, sometimes it can be just sensational, can't it? Like when he's running through, or he's finding himself there, he's tall, he can jump, and I love seeing it, I really do. But I love seeing it when it's 3-0, right? Yeah. You can't be taking risks against teams like a Bayern or a PSG like that, by the way, because they will absolutely torch you. And hopefully we'll get to see that match, but hopefully it doesn't happen that way. Right, okay, look, first half, as we said, everything happened in the first half. Gyökeres gets a goal. Hooray. Happy with that. No, I mean, that first goal, what impressed me more was the fact that Saka just sat down Jimenez. He absolutely just, might as well just handed him a chair, really. There you go, I bought you a seat in the fucking stadium, mate. Just sit down. So that was brilliant. And to no one's surprise, I don't think Gyökeres found himself there. That's exactly what we've needed. That's exactly what we needed him when we bought him in, and that's exactly what happened. So to no one's surprise, and makes it 1-0. I think his confidence is really sort of hyping up right now. Even though I know what you're probably going to say, he's scoring against lower league teams, but do you care really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I say you, by the way, I don't mean you specifically. I'm saying like listeners in general. You know, there will be saying, "Oh, we're scoring against lower league teams." Are you bothered? Like, in all honesty, are you bothered about that? Does that make you think any less of him in a sense when he's 14 Premier League goals, 20 goals altogether?
None whatsoever. I think we've reiterated it throughout the season that I don't care how many goals he scores against lower opposition. If we win the league, it doesn't matter, does it? He's done his job. But yeah, he was there. He was obviously Johnny on the spot, right place, right time. It could have been. It could have. Obviously, I wouldn't have thought Havertz would have been there. I don't think Jesus would have been there. Our potential, strikers when he's not fit. So, no, I think he did. I think he played really, really well and a contender for man of the match.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but like I said, we can discuss that at the end. But I can see where this is going. But like I said, at the same time, it's if in seasons past we've struggled against lower league opposition and we haven't, they've usually gone to a low block and that's the end of that, right? We don't do anything. So someone like Gyökeres coming in and breaking that mold, breaking into it, sort of thing. That's exactly what we needed. As I said, that's exactly the type of player that we've always wanted. We've got wingers that can score. We've got midfielders that can score. Rice, Eze, Zubimendi can score. But in terms of the striker, this is the person that we've been missing against these scrappy teams, against these lower league teams. Even though Fulham weren't scrappy, like you said, they didn't put up much of a fight. In all honesty. But yeah, you still have to get the job done, and he got the job done. So finds himself in the right position, gets a goal in, easy little tap, done. Right, let's move on to it. Move on to the next one. And I think, I don't know if did we make a prediction at the beginning of the season how many goals Gyökeres might score?
I'm sure we said 15 to 20, didn't we? Or we said if he gets 20, we'd be happy.
I think it was maybe 15 to 20 we'd be happy, wouldn't it? And then anything over 20 in the Premier League, we were like, fucking hell, that's a great season. But there you go. I mean, with 3 matches to go in the league, yeah, you could probably get another couple goals, 3 goals. That's what, 16, 17? It's not a bad return for the first season, for someone who's been slated
if
by
he scores
everyone.
The one that we've said it, and I'll keep saying it. If he scores one that wins the Premier League, if he scores one that wins the Champions League, then he's the legend.
We've said even if Norgard comes in and scores that goal for us in the Champions League final because we've got no one else, he needs a statue. Right, just outside the stadium, not on the stadium grounds, just outside. Further up North London where no one can see it. But Saka, great pass. I don't want to speak about Saka too much, but I will say, in the interest of fairness, he had a brilliant game. Right, I thought it was fantastic, especially the first half. I thought it was brilliant. But sorry, when I say especially first half, second half he got taken off quite quickly, didn't he? So in the first half I thought it was brilliant, and again the assist was something, and the fact that it seemed like he wasn't afraid to take on players anymore, and he did. But like we said, whether that's because Fulham didn't really put up much of a fight, and Jimenez in that instance, bless you. Maybe Jimenez in that instance, maybe he isn't a defender, so he was always going to get skin like that. I don't know. All I can say is what I saw, and I feel like Saka was really good on Saturday against Fulham. So let me know your opinions real quick, Stevie, on Saka, because I don't want to spend too much time on him. I want to talk a little bit more about Gyökeres and the goal and stuff.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, obviously Saka. I mean, I'm holding my hands up. He had a good game. Again, I think I want to put it in the same bracket with Miles Lewis-Skelly. He had a good game. He scored a goal and he assisted, but again, it's not enough from Saka. He should have been doing this. He's had a pretty indifferent season, to be fair. Yeah. And we've obviously spoke about this many a time on here, that it's just not been good enough. And if he was on his A game, would we have won the league by now? possibly, but he's had a poor season on it by his standards. So, look, he's not the star boy. He's not the guy. Saka's not back. It's just a good performance that needs to. He needs to maintain it. He needs to obviously bring that to them on Tuesday and Saturday, and for the rest of the season, for me to sort of go back on my words. But no, it was a decent performance.
Yeah, no, look, stop-start season for Saka didn't really get going throughout the whole season. I'm not justifying it, by the way. I'm just saying, in the interest of fairness. But in this match, he was really good, and he had a couple of chances himself to. He obviously scored, of course, and that was Again, I was more impressed with the lead up to the goal with Gyökeres and the way that he sort of held up the ball and made that pass cut through. And I didn't realize that his legs can work like that, to be honest. I thought it was really good. I thought they were going to snap. I really did. It's like, whoa, they're bending that way. What's going on? What's happening? But yeah, a great pass. Saka runs onto it, and yeah. So look, Stevie, before we carry on about Saka, I want to know why you're celebrating. Just tell us why you're celebrating.
I'm not being rude or anything, but a major event has happened at the stadium in
Hill Dickey.
Hill Dickinson said it was offside goal, but now the goal stands. So
brilliant.
That means it's 1-1.
I love what you're saying.
Everton 1, City 1, and it has been coming. Everton have been quite dominant. I don't know if you're looking.
I'm not watching it because
no, I know we can't do anything about it, but hey ho, it will make my fucking night.
Yeah, for sure.
If they can get beat or even a point, I'll be settled with a point because it's in our hands then.
Yeah. I'll settle with a point as well. That's the least I'm asking for. So just to round it off with Saka, he picks up the ball. He picks up the pass from Gyökeres, and again, great finish, by the way. I'm not taking anything away from the finish, but I was just more impressed with the pass from Gyökeres because I've never seen it before. But that finish was fantastic. Low down for Leno, near side, and I'm surprised that he actually attempted it. In all fairness, the confidence level, I genuinely thought he probably would have missed. But there you go, he puts it in 2-0. What are you thinking?
I thought, like you say, Gyökeres, I thought he did really, really well, and I thought again he's contender for man of the match. With Saka's goal, was it a great goal or was it? I mean, they were talking on Sky Sports. Saying that he put topspin on it. Now, I don't think he meant to put topspin on it. I think that's going a bit too far. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, someone maybe of Messi's ilk could do something like that. I don't think Saka actually meant to put topspin on it because that's like something there that's like a mishit, if you know what I mean. It was very, very well placed, but I think Gyökeres deserves more of the credit than actually Saka's finish. But that's just my opinion.
Like I said, I preferred the pass, right? I thought the pass was brilliant. Just the vision to see him run onto it. But like I said, for me personally, I'm not going to take anything away from Saka's finish. I thought it was really good just to even attempt it that low down. Could Leno have done better? Possibly, but it is what it is. In the midst of all this, though, we did have incident with Leno and Gabriel, and Leno was screaming about being fouled, and then who did we have? Who missed? Gyökeres, his shot got saved. Saka just wide.
Put it wide, didn't
so
it?
Again, another chance. Very good work from our forwards, basically. That could have been another goal. But right now, of course, I'm not bothered. It's more of a statement that happened rather than I wish we got another goal. No, just I'm happy with 3. Shit, we're not greedy. All right, like I'd be happy with 1. Let's not get carried away. So, but yeah, Gyökeres, like we said, he's been involved throughout the whole match. And then Trossard, another player who had a brilliant game. I thought one of the best games that I've seen Trossard have in a very long time, especially in this calendar year. Anyway, I thought it was really good. And I know you're looking at me like that, right? But I mean, I'm talking Trossard relative to the recent Trossard, So but yeah, I thought it was really good. He ran the ball through, nice little cross for Gyökeres, doing exactly what our striker needs to do. Puts a head onto it, and then that's it. 3-0 first half. Shit, I'm happy, right? I was having Chinese at the time, so I enjoyed my Chinese even more. It was brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
On Flash Scores, yeah.
On Flash Scores, of course. And my dad was ruining it because he's got the notification, whereas I don't believe in that. Because, I'm sat watching a match with him and he'll go, oh, it's 1-0. And it's like, yeah, I know, but we're like 2 minutes behind, so can we just wait? So, yeah, he was ruining it, but ruining it in a good way. So, I can't really complain too much. But yeah, so...
Oh, my God.
So Gyökeres's second goal of the night, and Stevie, please do interrupt with some breaking news.
Look, I've got to interrupt.
Oh.
That's why I'm interrupting, mate.
Okay, so basically we've established that we both made some weird noises, and we're supposed to, and the listeners are supposed to know what's going on. I think they know what's going on. We're not going to explain it. Right?
We won't explain it.
I'm not going to get into
that'll
it.
Do.
Yeah, that'll do for sure. So yeah, sorry. Gyökeres makes it 2 in the night, and brilliant. Obviously, at this point, going into the second half, right? What do you? Okay, first of all, what do you think of the goal? Not the, I'm talking about the Gyökeres second goal.
Yeah, we'll just rewind a bit. Yeah. So the third goal, what I will say is that fucking hell, Saka. Well done to Gabriel, actually, because Saka's pass to Gabriel was fucking way off. Gabriel made an absolutely amazing interception and played it with the outside of his foot that actually went into Trossard's pass. If that would have been a split second earlier, they could have been in, and it could have been a whole lot different. So, yeah, as much as people say, oh, Saka, a couple of his passes were a bit off, and... hats off to Gabriel for sort of a rescue in that situation. So, yeah, and obviously Gabriel, nice little outside of the foot to Trossard. Trossard takes it down the wing. And this is what I do like about Trossard. When he's facing the goal, he's really good. When he's back to the goal, he's fucking terrible. And, he was desperate to score. But if he can't score, set one up, assist or whatever, that's good enough for me, and I'll hold my hands up and say, yeah, it was one of Trossard's better games, but again, it was against poor opposition. Let's just
sorry. Okay, look.
Sorry,
okay,
I know.
I'm sorry. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way, right? We've already. Said that we put an asterisk right at the beginning of the episode. Oh, let's just do it from now. That we were facing Fulham, so everything that we discuss, please make it relative to that. All right. So okay, let's just get that out of the way. We don't need to mention that anymore, right? It downplays what we did, man. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like you said, we have to beat the opposition in front of us, and we did do that convincingly. And like I said, there was moments. There was parts of the match where it was just exciting to watch our team again. So let's not downplay it too much. But I get what you're saying. Of course, it was Fulham at the end of the day.
Sorry to kind of not dampen the enthusiasm, because at the end of the day, look,
curb your enthusiasm.
Well made up that the fact is it was 3-0 at half time. We played really, really well, and that's all you can ask. And if that breeds confidence for the season, then fucking hell, I'm made up, mate. Honestly, and if things stay the same tonight, we're done. We're there. Yeah. Seriously, if it stays the same, I think we'd our title.
Absolutely. Look, let's not get carried away. There's still matches to go, so let's just play it one by one as we have done. But yeah, so with Trossard, leading into the second half, there was another chance that he passed to Gyökeres, put him through. Gyökeres could have had his third goal of the evening.
Yes. Yeah,
fair enough. Leno was down quick for that one, so it is what it is. Not all of them are going to go in, but yeah, it would have been nice to see him have a hat trick and then boost his confidence even more going into the final matches of the season. And so, but either way, again, not going to complain. We're not those types of people who say, "Oh, good, wish he had a hat trick." It's like, nah, it's got 2 fucking goals, mate. Let's move it on. So yeah, that's why I was that's why I was impressed with Trossard. He was everywhere. He was making it happen, and I feel like that was mainly down to having Calafiori as his left sort of wing back / left back, making those runs and inside. So he was at points, he was the widest player or the widest attacker on our pitch, because the fact that Calafiori slotted in next to Gyökeres in most runs, right? And I think that's very important. And why have I always loved Calafiori? It's because of that shit that he does. He finds himself just outside the box. with open, open, no one around him. He can take a shot. He finds himself, getting headed to it, which he did on Saturday as well, off the crossbar. That was in the second half. Yeah, exactly. And I obviously would have been happy if he got a goal, because it would have sort of capped a very good performance from Calafiori. And but again, not going to complain. So, and the offside goal that he had as well, that. It's where he finds himself, and this is why I feel like Trossard feels a little bit freer when he's got people running beyond him, because he can make those passes. He's a tricky player, like you said, when he's going towards the opposition goal rather than facing our own. So yeah, look, it wasn't down to just one individual player. It was a very good team tactical game. Eze was decent as well, not his best, not the best that we've seen from Eze, really, especially recently, but still good enough, because he is a dangerous player. And maybe if it wasn't 3-0, maybe if it was 1-1 or something like that, or 2-1, maybe he would have stepped up even more and took it upon himself to score a goal or make an assist. But either way, it's 3-0, it doesn't matter. So all I saw from that is, in the first half, that we pretty much closed this match. I came away from that thinking, great, we can rest players. And that's what he did. He could afford to take Rice off and take Saka off, with almost a full half to go yet. So So that again, these are the sort of impressive things that came out of this match for me. Not just the scoreline; it's everything that happened around it. Whether that's just a one-time thing, and we're not going to reach this sort of level of Goldilocks performance, because that's what it feels like, right? If we carry, like I said at the top of the episode, if we carry this on for the rest of the season, for the rest of the matches, I think we're going to do fine. And even in Europe, I feel like we're going to do fine as well. But yeah, so in the second half, we had, who did we have in the second half? We had Zubimendi come on. He had a decent-ish game. I don't think he, overtired himself or anything like that. But it's a nice little run around, ready for Tuesday, ready for tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So,
Madwicki.
And sorry, who else did we have?
Madwicki came on, didn't he?
Madwicki came on, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Madwicki did come on. Downman came on as well. Oh, of course, Downman came on. He had a very good chance, didn't he, when he ran straight through?
Yeah.
I'm not going to call ball greedy on that, because I feel like it's one of those chances where if it goes through and if he scores
that's
that goal,
worldy, isn't it? Yeah,
that's it. He's written in the stars. However, as we've always said with young players, you need to learn when to pass and when to take on. Do you know what I'm saying? In this case, it was 3-0 near the end of the match, so that's fine, right? But no one's going to make too much of it.
If that had been 0-0,
and you do that, you of course, you're going to get slated for that. And again, it's still going to have the excuse of, he's only young. But let's not use that. If you're going to play in the first team, that means you're deemed good enough to be a first team player, so therefore you're going to get judged like a first team player. There's only so much he's only young can get you, right? If you come on the latter stage of a season, like the second half of a season, you've come on for a team and you're not doing so hot, it's like, okay, he's only a young player. But if you are a mainstay of that team the next season as a first starting 11 and you're still not performing well, that's it. You're just not good. Forget this. So he's young or not.
I think what we've spoke about, and what I think I've continued to reiterate throughout the season, really, about footballers with football intelligence. And I know he's only a young lad, 16, and I had football intelligence when I was that age. It's something that you're born with. You can't really teach it. You can kind of coach it. That was off book, wasn't it? I don't know what the score is. That's 3-1. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry, everybody, but oh my god. Are you replying?
Oh my god, sorry. What is happening? What is happening right now? Oh my god, Barry scoring 2 goals. What the fuck is going on? Tieno Barry, yo, this guy should have a statue outside fucking Arsenal as well, shouldn't he? Wow, 3-1.
That's definitely. I think it could be ours.
Big chance City. That's going to be 3-2. That's going to be a 3-2, I'm afraid, yeah. That's a 3-2, yeah. Damn it.
No.
Yeah, that's a 3-2 on that one.
Shit.
Yeah. So it's not over. I mean, 84th minute, it's still not over, but 3-2. There you go. It's confirmed.
Is it definite?
Yeah, 83rd minute. Damn it.
Stop ruining my night.
Sorry. No, it was just on. I wasn't expecting it. Like, Haaland. Of course it was Haaland.
Haaland.
Of course it was bloody Haaland. But
Is it not offside or anything?
I don't know. I'm just hoping. I'm hoping Kovacic with an assist. Yeah, but look, 84th minute, so anything can still happen.
Yeah, there's still 10 minutes to go, isn't there? I just don't want to. I'll be look. I'm happy with the draw, regardless. Anything other than a City win, I'm happy with. So look, let's just forget about it.
I agree. Okay, look, like we said, we'll try to make this as short as possible with getting some information across and whatnot. But is there anything else from the match, Stevie, that you want to bring up? Anything that's sort of interest to you?
I think just not really. I think the changes, obviously, I understand why Arteta made the changes, because he was wanting to rest players. I understand that. Did he make the right changes? Possibly. You know, I'm glad he took obviously the main players off. He left Trossard on. He left Eze on for quite a while. Eze did a really good pass to set up, obviously, for the Gyökeres pass to set for the Saka goal. So, you know, that was great, a great pass. I didn't think Eze played particularly well. He did okay. He did okay. I was expecting a bit more from him. Whether he's just sort of get his fitness level back up again, I don't know. But other than that, no. I mean, it's a shame that, you know, we didn't score any more goals. Obviously, that was a lucky deflected header off when obviously Calafiori hit the bar because it came off Leno's head, which, you know, 4-0 would have been brilliant, extra goal. But look, it was the win that we all hoped for, and we got that. So yeah,
we did. Actually, you know, you just reminded me. Now I know in the group we were talking about Ben White, and you guys seem to be in agreement that he was trash that match, right? That's all the message that I kept getting.
He was, unfortunately, and I thought he was terrible.
Unfortunately, I will have to disagree with both of you on that one, because rewatching that match, apart from that one instance where I can agree with you that it's like, dude, come on, mate, what happened to your legs? But apart from that, I thought he had a very good game, to be honest. And when I say that, I mean that again when I compare him to recent matches, Ben White, you know what I mean, where he's visibly hasn't been up to the races. I thought he had a good match, and what made it even better was the fact that him and Saka are still managing to link up down the right hand side, which helps us massively, and especially if that's something that we're going to add to our arsenal, no pun intended, right? If that's something that we're going to add for the remainder of the matches, then brilliant. Let's bring it on. You know, I want to see that, like, you know, because Timber's not going to be back, is he? Really, let's face it, he's not going to. I don't think he's going to be back by the end of the season.
No, I would have thought so. I think that. Go on. No,
I was going to say, even if he is, he's still going to take him a few matches to get back to sharpness. So it's not going to make any sense, really. Might as well just rest him and make sure he's back for next season. But yeah, I really enjoyed Ben White, to be honest. I don't think he's got the legs in him to do 90 minutes. But apart from that, I mean, if this is him sort of progressing and getting better match by match, then brilliant. Of course, you know. I've always liked Ben White. He was brilliant for us, Stevie. You know, let's not forget that. Let's not forget that he was a very good player for us before his injury. So yeah, unfortunately, I will have to disagree with you boys, because he was. Yeah, I thought he was really good. In all honesty, I really enjoyed watching him. Apart from that one moment that he had, so which is fair. But yeah, I don't really have much else to add for the match, because you know these things are going to come thick and fast. So let's not get bogged down on too many details. We obviously have the Atletico match coming up tomorrow as we record this, so by the time this is actually out, it'll be later on that evening, so there you go. And should we do a quick prediction before we bounce, Stevie? Do you want to do a quick scoreline prediction for tomorrow night? For tomorrow night, yeah.
I think we mentioned it on the weekend, didn't we? That
we're not going to do that.
Predicted that we were. I can't predict the score.
That's right. Make it to next round. That's right. Yeah.
I predicted that we would make it, but I think it's going to be really, really tricky. Really tricky. They rested 11 players. I know we rested half hours. That could be a bad thing, because they're not going to be as fresh, whereas we are focused. We've locked in.
I think we're going to do what we kind of did to Fulham, to be honest.
Do you?
I think so, yeah. I don't know what it is. I think maybe they could get one goal there, maybe a 3-1. But I feel like we're going to do what we did to Fulham. I think if the boys are hyped up, which seems like they are, There's no reason. There's no reason that we can't do that to Atletico. By the way, because like I said last week, they weren't like a massively threatening team. They were definitely there to be had. It's just we didn't have the right players or the right combinations to finish it. So yeah, it may be a bit naive, a bit ambitious from my side, but I feel like I can see that happening. You know, I can see that. I've got that confidence that we're going to make it through to the final. So,
do you know what? I mean, obviously, there's 5 or 10 minutes to go on the Everton game, but I just have this feeling that if City are out of the title race tonight, I think that's going to spur us on to go forward into the Champions League final, and I think it'll spur us on to win the league as well. I think if they lose tonight, my feeling is that we'll beat Atletico tomorrow, and it'll free us. I think it'll free us to play as we played at the start of the season in sort of September time, where we played with that freedom and no fear. If City get beat tonight, that's it. I think we're heading to the final.
I like what
personally.
You're saying.
That's how I see it. That's how I feel it. Do you know?
I like what you're saying, man. I like your feelings. Your feelings are good. Your feelings matter. So. Your feelings matter. YFM. There you go. There's a new movement there. Right. No. Actually,
trademark it.
Before we do end tonight, obviously we did have the Miami Grand Prix. I don't know if you watched it.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
I loved it, mate.
I thought it was brilliant.
Loved it.
I thought it was fantastic. Right.
One of the best I've seen in a long, long time.
And it was a good way to come back after a couple of races missing, so a whole month missing. It was good to see them come back like that, and it was so interesting. Like from the whole weekend, I thought it was brilliant. You know, from the sprint quali to the sprint race to obviously to the full race yesterday, just fantastic. And it's probably safe to say that Antonelli is going to be the new champion, right?
I would have thought so. I mean, I know there's some upgrades due from, is it McLaren or Ferrari?
Ferrari brought their upgrades to Miami, didn't they? And then all of a sudden in the race they shit themselves. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Just Ferrari.
I don't know. Is it Ferrari that's got the upgrades, or is it McLaren into Canada?
Into Canada, I think it's McLaren.
Is it?
Yeah, because Ferrari, like I said,
it's supposed to be half a second upgrade, isn't it? Apparently. So I think it's going to be interesting.
I mean, they did, like McLaren did well in Miami. I thought they would did better than they have done all season, to be honest. But then what was it? It was Norris was second, wasn't he? So Kimi first, Norris second, and who was third? Was it Piastri? Was it Piastri?
It was, yeah, because Leclerc fucked up, didn't he?
Yeah, Leclerc.
He bashed into the wall. That was chaos. Chaos.
I don't know how he didn't actually manage to crash the car, to be honest, because when you saw the replay, you see the smoke, you think, all right, that's it, he's gone. And then I was looking at the rankings on the left, and I was like, what the fuck? He's still fourth. What's going on? And then you see the replay where he does the full 360 spin, doesn't hit the wall, but he just clips it, doesn't he, with the back wheel, with the rear left. Which I think that's what did that fuck up his suspension by the end. So that's why he slowed down. But that was
it did, yeah. Obviously, everyone just caught him up instantly, and obviously then Verstappen on the last fucking corner. Literally, Jesus, unbelievable! What it
such a good race. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it, to be honest. And in a way, I'm glad that it didn't rain, because it was sort of like the will it, won't it made it better, to be honest. It made it more and obviously Ferrari gambled a little bit more than the rest of them, But yeah. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I think when's the next one? Canada. It's
Canada
2 weeks,
this weekend, isn't it?
2 weeks.
This weekend, isn't it?
Is it this weekend? Is it double header? Oh. It's not double header, is it? I thought it was the 24th or some shit. Let me have a look for you, my friend. Let me have a look for you, my friend. Double check. Double check. Yeah, it's the 22nd, 23rd, 24th.
Oh, nightmare.
So yeah, that's pretty shit. We got West Ham.
The Hammers. Is that a goal?
Right. No, there's no goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
No goal.
No goal.
Oh, I thought I heard a roar in the background.
I don't know what that was, to be honest. I hope no one's broken into my house, so
Are you on your own? You're on your own, by the way, aren't you?
It is what it is, mate. If they're broken, fuck it. Just make yourself known, innit? Like I don't like surprises, man.
Was it the Arsenal fans cheering Everton victory? Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe he's found that I'm an Arsenal fan and he's just come to enjoy it. I don't know. But
he wants to murder you.
Well, hopefully that's not what's going to happen. So,
Or is it the Hammers boss?
I don't know. Anyways, look, Stevie, we will leave it there, my friend, because 45 minutes. I think we've stretched it to that, haven't we?
We've bled this to death.
We've stretched it really, like
we are. Do you want to just stay online? Just add a little bit more until the end of the City game.
Do I want to do that? Not really. No, I don't want to do that at all.
You need to go, don't you?
Well, no, I don't need
I
to
can see
go.
it in your eyes.
Oh, is it 6 minutes at a time? Oh my god.
There was, yeah, but I think they're about 4 minutes in now.
Jeez, no, it's 92:35. Damn it.
On my clock.
What do you mean? What's your clock? What's your clock saying?
My clock is saying 94.
How? I've got a live thing here. It says 92:47. What are you talking about? Well, you should know the score. This does not make for good podcasting. So.
We're making 2 subs as well.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh shit! Who are they bringing on, for God's sake?
They're bringing on Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl. No, it's the son, isn't it? Mark Dahl.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Yeah. Okay. Look, Stevie. Let's not jinx it. Let's not jinx it. But I mean, we could stay online. Me and you could stay online after this and have a chat about the City game. So that's fine. But like, right. Okay. Cool. We will leave it there. We'll be back after the Champions League semi-final. Hopefully, we made it to the final. And yeah, stay safe. Stay alert. Bye bye. Send us out, Stevie.
Au revoir. Oui, oui. Si, si. Arrivederci. Love it.